Boom. Okay. Let's go. Read as my bedtime story. Alright, here's once upon a time. The developers nerfed everything that was wrong with the game. And everything was good. Alright. Let's see. Buffed Sua. That's interesting. I'm surprised about that. I think Sua's in like a pretty fucking fine spot right now. Rest all makes sense though. I think all three of these people were underperforming. Type 95 item buff makes sense. Cosmic Bident buff makes sense as well. It's like not that great for being a rare weapon. And Peacebringer buff, I don't know about that one. Okay. Hey, they actually nerfed Pedal Torrent. Hey, that's pretty lit. I was right. They only nerfed Bohemian for Heart, which is fine. Wow, this is a lot of fucking item nerfs. Holy shit. Wow, did they just fucking rebalance all the items this patch? Oh my god. Alright, I'm excited. I'm actually excited. This looks like a pretty fucking sick patch, honestly. Let's see. Alright, Leon. Let's see. Starting with his passive. Leon's move speed is increased by 5% each rank and 5% each rank when he's standing on each of his pools. He gains also 5, 10, 15 Enad when standing in one of those pools, plus attack power. Interesting. So if you stack attack power on him, you actually gain Enad, which is kind of crazy. 20% of your 20% of your Enad gets converted into a, sorry, 20% of your attack. Oh, what? Mike static? Wait, what? What the fuck? Alright. Anyways, whatever. You actually get a lot of Enad off of this passive. It's like, this is really significant. In fact, this is like a lot of Enad. Whatever. If Leon does need to get toned down, this might be one of the parts that needs to get toned down, because this is a lot of Enad. What's Enad? Extra normal attack damage. Let's see. Leon's Q deals 40, 75, 110. Yeah, 40% attack power scaling. Okay, pretty okay. Yep. You probably can't really dodge this ability, and this is the ability he's probably going to spam the most in level 1st. W, every 5 attacks, a pool is created. Leon shields target for 60 to 180, plus 30 per level, plus 30% of attack power. For the next 3 normal attacks, the shield character does 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, plus 30% of his attack power is Enad damage. Or, sorry, that's just extra damage. Sorry, that's probably magic damage. And it creates a pool around his target. So in total, this is times 3. Oh, sorry. Yeah, times 3, right? Yeah, so this is basically just Nami E. E, this is the, like, Rek'Sai tunnel thing. Where he jumps into the pool. So, this is the important part. So he emerges out of the pool, dealing 60 plus 40 damage per level. Wow, that's a lot of damage, actually. Because this is like, this is 35 per level, this is 40 per level. What's its cooldown? Pretty hefty cooldown. Probably gonna max Q than E. And then 35% attack power. So they were pretty conservative with his attack power scalings. The only one that's quite big is the passive Enad scaling. Which is good. You want to be conservative with glove characters so they don't get fucked with glove skill. Like Dylan. Anyways, 1 second CC is actually really significant. This is a 1 second stun. This is really long to get stunned for. I mean, it's pretty much like a Bernice ult of stun duration, I think. Maybe slightly smaller. I don't remember what Bernice's ult snare is. I think maybe 1.25 seconds. Who knows? Anyways, Leon's R deals 150, 230, 310 plus 50% of his attack power damage to enemies and knocking them back until the wave dissipates. Enemies knocked into terrain are dealt 10, 15, 20% of their missing HP and are slowed by 70%, decaying over 1.25 seconds. Wow, okay, knocking people into basically Hyunwoo stunning them is actually gonna be a pretty hefty execute. Yeah, pretty good. His SP costs are pretty normal. I don't see his base stats, but I don't imagine he's gonna have that much mana problems. Probably like just 400 SP food is fine on him. He doesn't really spam that much, it doesn't look like. Alright, Shikai skin. 1 sec. I think they used the wrong graphic there. Heart emotes look pretty good. Alright. System must collect items in current area indicator. Oh, this is really nice. Yo, they actually implemented this. I think we talked about this like at one point. So basically, if you can only get one item from this zone, it'll be shiny. So that means you have to get it before moving on. Really good. Really good. I like it a lot. Killing spree effects and kill experience adjustment. Naturally, players with a lot of kills become stronger. However, right now it's a little too snowbally and kills often end up on just 1 or 2 players a match. Yeah, that makes sense. We've added a special effect to play HP bar / nameplates that are on killing spree, making it easier to recognize them. Yeah, good idea. Additionally, we would lower the experience given to players on killing spree during lower levels. Okay, so basically it's like an anti-snowball mechanic where you get less experience the more people you kill. Wait. Starting from 2 kills, EXP gain will be decreased by 10%. Every kill following will receive an extra 10% decrease. Reaching 5 or more kills will be a fixed 50% of EXP gained. This is a really good idea. Basically, if you're already killing the entire lobby, if you're already killing the entire lobby, you should already be way stronger than the entire lobby. So you don't need like more. You don't need more snowball mechanics to go through. Decreasing it makes a lot of sense because you should still be able to snowball. It'll just make it a little bit harder. And by the time you killed this many people, you should be like taking over the lobby anyways. Let's see, recommendation scores will also be shown in save plans menu. You can now save routes that you like on route selection, blah, inappropriate, whatever, who cares. We're also looking to improving skill order section. Yeah, good. Okay, so they realized the fucking skill. Here, let me reboot ERBS to show you guys. They realized that inputting the skill order is completely stupid right now, and it takes way too long, and it's meant to give people carpal tunnel the way it is right now. So good that it's on their radar. It'll probably get fixed at some point. Not a big deal though, because not a lot of people use it. You can now zoom in and out of the camera in spectator view. Hey, that's really nice. Let's see, you get demotions now. For inactivity, yeah, this is standard in pretty much all games. Once you hit diamond, you have to play every 15 days. Oh, sorry. You get 3 days every time you play, and you get a 15-day bank, okay? And then you get Titan, it's a 10-day grace period. And then you get 1 day for each game you play. Wow, okay, so you're gonna have to play quite a bit. Alright, we got, let's see. So we have their balance philosophy now. So let's copy this. Post this right here. Okay, here, let me get some water. Ugh. So, if... Wow. This is really... Okay, so average kills below 0.6 buff. Average rank 12th, below 12th buff. Win rate below 2% buff. Same thing for top tiers. Is there even any fucking character in the game that meets any of these? I swear to God, like this is so like this is so crazy low that like low of a bar that I don't even think this is like useful, honestly. Like, which character can even hit these statistics? Also, they didn't put pick rate into this, which is interesting. Because pick rate has like a direct like effect on like especially like win rate, average rank, and average kills actually, because a low pick rate character generally has higher average kills, average rank, and win rate because the people playing it are experts, and people with high pick rates generally are lower because a wider population is playing them, and unless they're a really easy to play character, they will be less skilled in general and have less games on them. Yeah, like, does anyone actually meet these fucking statistics at all? Like, what? Someone in my chat just said, okay, nunchaku dial in, like, all, right? Even with, like, the lowest fucking pick rate in the game, and, like, probably the worst character in the game right now, she still has over 2% win rate. Like, are any of these even applicable on any character in the game? I feel like this is like, they could increase this a bit. Anyways, whatever. So for nerfs, average kills above 1.3. Okay, that explains a lot of the nerfing they do of grief characters. A lot of grief characters, like for example Sniper Aya, and like old Bernice, maybe like Ballista Nadine, Luke, Kathy, characters like that who can kill really early and finish their build really early because they like grief kill people, tend to have very high average kills, and that's probably why they're nerfing these characters. Like, most people would say they're over nerfing them, and this is probably one of the reasons why they're over nerfing them, because like it's so easy to have high average kills because it's so easy to grief with them. Like, you're gonna get at least like 1 kill per game, maybe, even if you finish really low. And as we all know, whatchamacallit, kills are basically everything in ranked. Or kills are worth a lot in ranked. I won't say they're everything. Average rank above 7.0. Okay, I guess. I don't know. Most people would say like average rank isn't like a really isn't that important of a factor because of how much kills are valued. There's a lot of rat characters that, like Jackie for example, that have really high average rank even though they have like not a lot of average kills. But that's fine, honestly. Win rate above 11%. Sure, that one makes sense, I feel like. Other criteria: no buff applied when only one of the following is true. Overall pick rate is above 9%. Top tier pick rate is above 7%. So I think what this means, yeah, okay, so that's basically like what I explained earlier about the like high pick rate thing. Although this should probably be expanded. This is like a good starting point, I think, to have this, but this should probably be expanded and made a lot finer. I feel like this misses a lot of things, although it's a good start. Anyways, no nerf applied when all of the following are true. Average pick rate is lower than 1/4 overall. Average pick rate is lower than 1/4 in top tier. I don't know what that means. Can someone explain what the fuck this means? Anyways, new character hotfix criteria based on general game statistics until next Monday. Average kills above 1.3. Okay, so it's the same as these basically. Basically, if the new character is like broken by the nerf criteria, they'll just insta hotfix them. If two criteria are in conflict, they'll be adjusted after becoming part of our items under watch. So basically, if two things are both true, for example, average kills above 1.3 and fucking win rate below 2%, that's never gonna happen, by the way. Okay, it's probably never gonna happen. They'll basically just put it under watch and then decide later. If the pick rate is lower than 20% of the average pick rate, so if they're one-trick champions, they don't get nerfed. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Anyways, test subjects that meet the criteria will be displayed separately when we publish the data stats. The goal of the balance patch system is to increase the consistency of balancing patches while ensuring we don't overlook overly strong weak subjects. The balanced patch system, in short, are criteria for what needs to be looked into and where to start. Some parts will be adjusted even though it does not match the system based on statistical combination, abnormal MMR gain loss, etc. We'll be continuing to look into this and adjust this if needed. Yeah, so it's an okay starting point. It's not great, but it's okay. Some things will definitely slip through if they go based on that, but it doesn't look like they're gonna go just based on that. Anyways, going on. So Rozzy Buffs, because she's kind of dog shit right now. Base HP up by 30. Base move speed up by 0.05. This is a really big buff, by the way. This is probably like... Move speed buffs are like the biggest buffs you can do to a character. So this is like really huge. This is like going from like Bucephalus to like Tachyon's move speed for free. So this is like insane. You go from like literal dog shit boots to like good boots for like free. Sorry. Yeah. R damage increased by 1%. Okay, so good step in the right direction for Rozzy. Increase her mobility a little bit and let her trade better. Let's see, Barbara. Barbara's sentry turret will now reward players that destroy it, giving her more incentive to protect it and giving her enemies another target. Q had sentry done HP. It went from 12% of her max HP to, it went from 12% of her max HP to 18% because nobody maxes this ability. Cooldown increased by 20% when destroyed. Okay, cooldown will not be counted while skill is active. This is the biggest one. This is actually a really big nerf to its cooldown. This is the biggest nerf to its cooldown because basically when you place down the turret, the cooldown started ticking instantly. So you by the time that like you didn't need the turret anymore and you wanted to place down another one, it'd usually be up. And you can now gain mastery level through sentry gun. Wow, this should never have been a thing, by the way. Before you could not get mastery through fucking animals or players when the sentry gun hit them, which made literally 0 sense. So now, yeah, I'm glad they changed it. Most of these changes don't really mean anything because Barbara's R resets her turret anyways, so unless you're using it to like poke, it's not gonna do anything. Until they remove resetting all of the cooldowns off Barbara's R, like this doesn't mean anything really, because that's the part of Barbara that really breaks her. But this is fine. I guess they didn't really want to nerf her that much, even though she's like kind of unhealthy. She's not like really top tier anymore though, so that's fine. She's just like kind of below top tier. Sua. First chapter of Sua's ranked adventure was below average for new characters. What does that mean, man? Base defense up by 2. Passive damage up by 10 at first rank, 15 at second rank, and 20 at max rank. So pretty good damage buff actually on the passive because you're going to be autoing multiple times. Maybe in like a full combo where you auto them like 3 to 4 times, it's going to add like 60 to 80 damage, which is really significant. The defense buff is not that significant. It doesn't matter that much. She's going to be doing a lot more damage though. Sylvia. Despite the recent nerfs, Sylvia is still streets ahead. What nerf, man? When did they nerf this character? Oh wait, right, they gutted them. They gutted her in the micro patch with like, I don't even remember what they did because it was so insignificant. Despite the recent nerfs, Sylvia is still streets ahead. We're nerfing both her burst and mobility to keep her at the speed limit. Let's see. Q on bike damage lowered by 28 at the max rank, and she loses 10% attack power scaling. It's an okay nerf. Fuel consumption per second increased by 1. Okay, I hope this isn't all the nerfs we're gonna see. I'm guessing they nerfed like the pistols or something, or like pistol skill, because this is like probably not. This is probably not the most. This is like a decent nerf, but it's not like enough to really bring her down from her top spot, I don't think. Let's see, Adriana hasn't been performing well with the rest of the crew. Even in the hands of her dedicated players are giving her a little love. Wow, this is like the understatement of the century. Oh, what the fuck? I think my my headset just turned off because I didn't have any sound playing. Let me just turn that back on. Okay. They gave her 0.3 defense per level, which is like not that much. At level 20, she'll have 1 second. 6 more defense at level 20. So this doesn't really help her at all, really. She doesn't really care for defense that much because it's not like she's like stat checking most people through defense. A lot of it is her damage that matters. Her defense doesn't really matter because most people aren't hitting her through the early game, and she's never really going for like she's never fighting someone to the point where both of them are losing like their entire health bar, and then like she wins barely with like 10% HP or something. That's almost never how Adriana fights will go. So this defense per level won't really matter because like it doesn't really change combat math for her. She's usually like really losing or really winning a fight. Anyways, they need to give her more damage. This isn't quite the right buff, but I think they're being really cautious because Adriana was taught like basically the best character in the game for a couple patches, and they don't want that to happen again. Which is fine. Maybe they buffed some other parts about her. Let's see. Here's the Aya nerfs that are finally happening. I don't even have to read the changes to know that. Aya's Q was doing a little bit too much. Yeah, you can say that again. Hitting the same person with the skill now does less. Oh, sorry, her W. Hitting the same person with the skill now does less damage, and we've adjusted some other things to compensate for it. Base attack speed up by 0.02. Steady shot damage down by... Oh, the attack power is up by like 35%. Hitting the same enemy reduces the damage dealt by 6% per shot. Okay, sure. Oh, they nerfed her ult fully charged damage from 20% attack power at max to 100%. Yeah, I really hope they nerf the pistols because this does not look like a real nerf. It's definitely like a decent amount of damage taken away from her W, but like Pistol Aya doesn't care too much for like hitting people with like a full-on fucking W. It's only really like Sniper it's only really Sniper that really cares about doing shit like this. Pistol, like with the Magnum Bow build, you can basically just like, the most oppressive part about it is like the auto Q damage and then its chase potential. Most people aren't getting hit by more than like, I want to say like 2 to 3 ticks of her W. And even then, when that happens, it's still more than enough damage. So she only really loses like, I can't do the math. The first one will do 100%, second one will do 94%, third one will do like 88%. So it's definitely like doing less damage by like an okay amount, but not quite a lot. Okay, ISOL performs quite differently across different ELO and weapon variations. We've made slight changes to ISOL and the larger changes to some items to pull them close together. SP regen per level. Okay, yeah, this SP problems generally affect the lower skilled players a lot more because top tier players know how to route for SP food more effectively. Whereas a lower tier player, if they don't route effectively, they kind of just have to rest and then they're fucked. ISOL, it's a hard character to buff because of the high level with the trap knowledge that most high level players have. You can't really buff him because they can just win through just traps. As you can see on like the NA ladder, there's one person who only fucking builds traps with Pistol Eye still. So yeah, that's why they're really hesitant to buff him, and that's why they nerf him so much. Anyways, Emma is bullshit. Let's do a little bit more nerfs to her because she's kind of bullshit. Okay, cooldown on her passive up 1 second. Cooldown on her E up 1 second. Okay, this almost doesn't affect her. Yeah, this almost doesn't affect her. She doesn't care unless her weapon's getting nerfed. Like, whatever. There's very few times when you're polymorphing someone like off cooldown. Let's see, Zahir. After giving Zahir a little buff, he started hitting his skill shots left and right, making him a little more menacing than expected. We're tuning down that touch. Passive move speed increase. Okay, so they're kind of like reverting, I think, the move speed increase off his passive that they changed a while ago. So now it's like a scaling move speed, and the damage. Oh my god, they reduced it by 20 at max rank, and 5% less attack power scaling. Okay, that's a pretty hefty. That's like the same as the Sua buff they did, so it's like a pretty decent amount of damage reduced. Actually, it's like half of the Sua buff. Not a gigantic deal. Definitely sucks for Zahir players. Again, I think what they should do was Zahir passive is not give a % amount of move speed increase, but instead give a flat amount of move speed increase. But they haven't put a single one of those in the game yet. I think the only thing that makes this like too good late game is the fact that it's %. If it was flat, it'd be much more balanced, I feel like. And nicer. Anyways, here are Jackie nerfs, I think. Jackie has been a somewhat noticeable difference in performance with different weapons. We're trying to combat that with base adjustments and some weapon changes. Base attack power down by 2, passive duration up by 2.5 seconds per rank, starting with rank 2. Player, bear. Okay, so basically they're buffing the amount of attack power you get from the passive from killing things and making it longer if you max it, which you shouldn't do, probably. And here W, HP gain when hitting a bleeding enemy, down by 2. So this is yeah, and also down by 10 at max rank with 2 at each rank. This nerfs dagger and dual swords the most because dual swords rampage applies this healing. That's like the biggest suffer from it, and also dagger hits like the most. Yeah, so good. It's a no. I mean, they don't really care that much for this healing, but it's like an okay nerf, I guess. Cooldown up by 1 second all ranks. Hopefully the weapon changes solves this, because this is not a big enough nerf to Jackie, I don't think, for how strong Jackie is this patch. Hygiene. Sorry we made Hygiene like bad. Let's like buff her a little bit. Base move speed. Oh my god, they're doing another base move. Again, this is like one of the biggest buffs you can do to characters, I think. Base move speed increase buff. This is like really significant. But this doesn't fix her problems. Like, Hygiene's problem is not her mobility. In fact, her mobility is so strong, it's pretty much bullshit. I don't think this is the right way to buff her. In fact, I think this is... Whatever. I'm not gonna comment anymore. W cooldown down by 2 seconds. Whatever. This doesn't fix any of Hygiene's problems. Unless they're like completely... Whatever. I really doubt this fixes Hygiene's problems. Even if they're to change her weapons or her items, I really doubt this is going to fix anything about her. This seems like just the wrong direction to go. Hyunwoo. Depending on his weapon build, Hyunwoo is often greatly different results, removing a straight burst damage to a more continuous damage kind of deal. E, defense reduction when colliding with a wall. So he loses 3% at first rank. Okay, so it's going down by, yeah, like 3% at each rank, I think. Over 6 seconds. This is just a nerf to Hyunwoo, I'm pretty sure. Don't be phased. Like, most of Hyunwoo's damage has to come out like instantly. 4 seconds is more than long enough to hit like every single ability in your arsenal, like your Q, your ult, your D skill. So this is just a straight up Hyunwoo nerf, and I don't think this is what they intended to do, because Hyunwoo is just not in a great state right now because of his kit. His kit is just like really shit, and it feels like kind of an outdated design. You can only really play for one shots or like crazy tank grief builds because of his E is just so unreliable, and it's his only form of mobility, and his Q and his W don't do anything unless you're right on top of them. Or sorry, his Q and R don't do anything unless you're right on top of them, as well as like glove D skill, and Tonfa is like nice, but the mastery is so bad and he can't like auto attack with Tonfas really. Weapon. We're introducing 2 new stats for weapons: scaling stats, which scale off character level, and armor penetration. We're also adjusting some weapons that have been overperforming for a bit or haven't been seeing as much play. Okay, that's interesting. This is a really good idea, by the way, scaling stats. I'm guessing they're gonna fix snipers with this, which is really good. This is one of the big problems of the game right now because of attack power on abilities. If the weapon has like too much attack power or something at the start, you can just grief really hard with the weapon. Just build just the weapon, you just start griefing people. So this is a good way to make the power levels more smooth, let's say. Magnum Boa, attack power down by 3. EB, attack power down by 3. Enad down by 20. Oh wow, okay, this is really good. And then it's been moved to 2 Enad per level. I like that they hit Magnum Boa for 3 damage, although it's probably not enough. It's probably still gonna be really, really good on Aya. EB. This is a really big nerf to EB characters, I think. It'll be the same late game, but most of the EB characters want to scrap in the mid game, and you only really break even at level 10. And then very, very late game, it's better for sure, and it makes EB like a lot better in the late game because you're gonna start going over the cap past like level 10 or level 9. Yeah, that's actually pretty good actually, but I think the only one who's really gonna use this is Rozzy. We'll have to see. It's hard to judge this kind of change, but Rozzy's gonna like this a lot more. It's just gonna be a lot harder to grief early game with the EB. In fact, it might not even be possible really anymore. Who knows? It'll be a lot harder to get Hotel Tree if that's what you're going for, but most EB builds can't even do that. Let's see. Bohemian, attack power down by 3, crit chance down by 2%. Okay. As a crit heart player who fucking abuses the shit out of this weapon, this is nowhere even close to enough of a nerf. Also, they didn't hit the part of it, the weapon that's broken, which is the 350 HP on it. This weapon has 350 HP on it, guys. 350 HP. It has as much HP as a fucking sunset armor, basically. Like, this is not legal. Okay? Hovid, which is literally the same fucking thing, basically, has 260 max HP. This is not legal, okay? this had to be nerfed way more. Are you kidding me? What? There's no way this is the only nerf crit heart gets. That's a fucking joke, man. What? This is definitely like a fat misstep, I think. Teen Spirit losing 25 base Enad and gets 2 Enad per level, so you break even at around level 12 to 13. Pretty big nerf to Teen Spirit, I would say. But you get more Enad in the late game, but you're not gonna switch to, I don't know, maybe you can do some like weird hot swap thing where you switch to Teen Spirit after building the wall or something. This is probably now better than Wonderful Tonight, I'm guessing, in the late game. Although I think it already was better than Wonderful Tonight, so whatever. Okay. Dagger skill amp per weapon mastery level down 0.3% per level. This is like an attempt to nerf Bleeder Jackie, I think, but it doesn't help at all because I'm pretty sure your Q does true damage, and I think her true damage Q isn't affected by skill amp. Let me check. I don't think this does what they want it to do, basically. Whatever, it doesn't say anything. The bleed is true damage, but the Q is spell damage. Okay, so slight nerf to like the initial. Anyways, it's a nerf to all 3 dagger characters. Shoichi's doing a bit too well. Kathy's like whatever. Maybe she's like, I don't know. She's like kind of whatever. And Jackie is clearly overperforming. So nerf to all 3 of them. Whatever. CDR down 0.2. Oh, sorry. Also nerf to Knife Shukai. Thank fucking god. Cardinal and CDR down by 2%. Mount Slicer CDR down by 3%. Whatever. This isn't really that big of a deal. Again, cooldown reduction nerfs are only a big deal if you're literally casting the ability off cooldown. For example, Jackie Q, if you're pressing Q, and the very second the ability's back up, you press Q again. That's the only time that CDR nerfs actually matter, which honestly don't happen that much. The only thing this really affects maybe is like Shukai E, he likes to do that off cooldown a lot. Shukai Q, he likes to do that off cooldown a lot. Shoichi Q, I want to say, he wants to do that off cooldown a lot as well, although it's less. Like for example, Q1 to Q2, you definitely want to Q2 almost immediately after it's off cooldown. Kathy Q, I want to say, stuff like that. But it doesn't really hit Jackie that much because she's not really using her stuff off cooldown, only really to escape, but she usually escapes from everyone. Axe finally gets attack speed per level. Holy shit, man. Okay, so basically they're saying, hey, you know, the problem with axes and the reason why we can't do anything with them is because they're all grief weapons with insanely high base attack power. So let's give them scaling per level and then reduce their grief potential. Yeah? Okay, yeah. And then axes, as we all know, are useless late game. In fact, I don't even think people know that because they've never seen an axe before. Anyways, good changes. Probably needs a bit more, although we'll see. Anyways, type 95 plus 2 attack power plus 2 vision range. It's still going to be useless. Don't build this. AK minus what is this? Sorry, this is like 19 attack power off of it, and you get 2 attack power per level. Crit chance plus 2%. This is probably still useless. Almost definitely not worth building. Break even point is like level 10, but like the problem with type 95 and AK is they're just strictly attack power weapons, and they're kind of type 95 isn't hard to build, but AK is definitely hard to build. In fact, it's almost like it's hard to build Agni as it is to build AK, really. It's only slightly harder to build Agni, so I can't see anyone switching to these two weapons. Rapier. Normal attack amp per weapon level, down 0.4% per level. That's a pretty hefty nerf. Joyous attack speed removed, and it now gains +1 attack speed per level and has less move speed. Basically, if you build Joyous early game, it's now even worse if you RNG the Mithril off of it. Slightly better post level 12, but not really. You probably still aren't really gonna build this on any character. You can build it to like hot swap with on Fiora, but it's overall like damage neutral or slightly a damage upgrade, so it's not really worth it to ever spend your Mithril on this. Although Sphera does it, because she doesn't have any other upgrades. Let's see, Hammer, Fangnace, 10 less flat amp, and 1 flat amp per level. Okay, that makes sense. Just makes Magnus less good in the early game. Same thing with Sua. But better late game, Hammer of Thor. Yeah, again, doing the same thing. Level 10's the breaking point, and Peacebringer now has 8% armor pen. Yeah, that's pretty good. Statue. Oh, they're making Statue less of a grief weapon because you build it early game. Statue's probably like, I want to say like almost unusable now. It already was like not good, and you didn't want to use it on Luke ever. But now it feels kind of useless. I think this is like a big... This is probably just a nerf to like new players who just run the 2-zone Statue Luke build, which is fine. Golden Ghost now, oh my god. Okay, Golden Ghost got hit really hard early game, which it was already really hard to build early game. I don't think this was necessary to do it this much. Again, the break even point is around level 10. Sorry, this is like level 11, I think. Yeah, 11 times 2 is 22. Yeah. I think Golden Ghost is like not good. I mean, you can build it late game on crossbow now for like a slightly more enad, but I don't think it's worth it. It seems like it's just worse overall now. Because Golden Ghost is really hard to build, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think they should just make Statue a 3-zoner again and make it actually usable, because this is like kind of a joke. Like, it's just like not buildable. Loiger. You guys serious, man? You're gonna make these fucking changes, these flat amp changes to every You're gonna do this shit to every weapon but Loiger, which is like this premier grief weapon, the weapon that people literally use to fucking stream snipe with. Like, that's how grief the weapon is. What? It's literally like a 2-zoner. This is like the weapon you'd expect them to do this with. I'm really surprised they didn't do this with it. Like, this should be like, oh, give it like 10 flat amp at the start and you get 2 per level. Like, what? This is like the one weapon I definitely expected them to do this with. I feel like this is another miss this patch. Whatever, at least they're nerfing it by a little bit. Shuriken Scaling. Normal attack damage. Sorry, normal attack amp per weapon mastery level up 0.3% per level. Pretty decent, I think. Frost Venom Dart crit damage down 25%. Okay, this pretty much doesn't mean anything. No one uses this shit for the actual crit damage, because fucking Sicela doesn't use this shit, but whatever. It probably shouldn't even have crit damage on it. Mystic Jade Charm. What? They're really doing this to Mystic Jade Charm and not Loiger? I am in... Who's even building Mystic Jade Charm, man? It's like Zahir, I think, and that's it. Whatever. Mystic Jade Charm is better post level 10. This is probably honestly maybe a buff to Mystic Jade Charm, but who knows? Because I feel like Zahir wasn't using, like, he didn't need this flat amp early, but it's much nicer for him late game. Fuma Shuriken CDR down 3%. Hey, hey, can you like nerf the enad on this shit so like this build isn't possible anymore? Hey, can you make it so this build, which is completely illegal and shouldn't exist, doesn't exist, and like maybe touch the fact that this has 40 enad on it as well? Thank you. Pedal Torrent, attack power down by 10, pretty significant nerf. Enad down by 10, pretty significant nerf again. I feel like Sicela can still one-shot with this, so it's not a big deal, but this definitely eats a lot of damage out of her combo, and maybe she can't one-shot some characters anymore. We'll see. I don't think it's a big enough nerf to make it bad. It's just slightly worse now, which is good. Mono Shizao lost 24 attack power, so the break-even point is level 12. Wow. This feels like an overall nerf, although if you build it late game as like a secondary sword to transition into, it's better now. Intervention, attack range downput by 0.5, vision range up by 1. This is a nerf to like the duo squad intervention build that was being run around with Dobak and intervention. Probably good, it was kind of toxic. Attack 50, attack power down by... what is this? 26. So the break-even point is level 13. Lifesteal down 2%. 2 attack power per level. Sniper characters really hate this, but this is the right direction. Although they should have done this to a bigger extent with like more stats on snipers. Probably. I don't know. Anyways, I think overall Bernice doesn't like this, because you're almost always fighting before level, what was it, 13? So it's a pretty big nerf, I think. I don't know, we'll see. We'll have to see with these changes. Fang Twin Haji, nerf to its early game enad, sorry, flat amp by 10, its break even points 10, and then you start getting more. This is honestly probably a buff to Shukai, Spear Shukai, which is fine. Gentian Silver Gun, same thing. This is probably a nerf to Fury because she wants to fight early. Dragon Guandao. Holy, like, why are you on Dragon Guandao? I feel like this weapon's already, like, bad. Whatever. I think this item's still gonna be bad, although you get 100 more HP at, like, level 20-ish. I think it's still not worth having a worse early game, though, because Dragon Guanda already has like a pretty fucking bad early game. But I think they're just doing like sweeping changes right now, and they're not really sure where they're gonna go yet, and they'll just look next patch to like fix them a little more, which is fine. Like you can't really tell, and you can't really fine tune like this many changes at once, so it's fine. I don't mind it. Cosmic Binded, AP up by 3, whatever. It's a nice buff to Spear Fiora. Bloody Ninetails, Flat Amp. Oh my god, what? What? How much Flat Amp does this shit have? Gleipnir has 40? So when is it better? I can't do math. From level 14 onwards, it starts being better. Yeah, this is probably an overall buff to Lennox. So it's not really by much though, so this still isn't really worth building. Like a level 20, you'll have like 10 extra Flat Amp. Yeah, that's probably worth building then. It still doesn't feel like amazing, but you're getting like a decent amount of Flat Amp off of it. At like level 20, or like level 18 is probably more realistic. Like really late game, you're gonna be getting like 12 more, or like 9 more, whatever. My sock, whatever, man. No one builds this fucking shit. Throw spiky bouncy ball. Holy shit! Do my eyes deceive me? Have they finally nerfed spiky bouncy ball, flubber, and ruthenium marble? Holy shit, man! I did not think this day was ever gonna come. I did not think this was possible. What? I can't believe this. It's finally here, man. Finally, after 10 million years, they're finally nerfing this shit. Oh my god. Anyways, good nerf. Let's see, golden ratio. This is probably a buff to Amp Nadine, I want to say, because you only really fight with this build late game. Elemental Bow, move speed down because they buffed Hyjin. So in total, Hyjin gets like an 0.02 move speed increase in total. So again, not like a big buff to her. Twin Bow, holy shit, wow. This is a big nerf to early game Twin Bow, but a buff to late game Twin Bow, which is good. I like that because Twin Bow, again, is really good early, but like kind of weak late game. I like this, actually. This is the first one I really, really like. Fail Not. We'll give more attack speed when you build it. Whatever. It'll give like 5% more attack speed. Or like 8% more. Who cares? It's still gonna be like really fucking shit. Armor. Just like with weapons, we're adding scaling stats. We're also trying out new trap damage reduction stat on EOD boots. We also looked at items that are giving attack range and adjusted them as needed. Alright, here it is, boys. Holy shit. Finally, they nerfed the move speed on Mithril Armor to 0.1 seconds. Holy shit, it finally happened. There is a god, man. There is a god. They actually nerfed Mithril Armor. Holy shit, I can't believe it. My eyes do not deceive me. Good shit, okay? You're still gonna be invincible though against amp characters, which is a bit unfortunate. But at least they fucking reduced the move speed on it. Dobok, 4 more attack range, 5 more defense, but attack range down by 0.05. Wow, Yuki and Fiora players really hate this, but this is probably an overall good change for the game. I think +1 attack range is too much on Dobok. Why? Because like when they had Dobok, they literally had as much range as Adela, so, or just slightly less range than Adela, which should tell you something. Dobok's still gonna be really good, I think. Just less good than it was before. I think it's shit now. Really? I think it's still gonna be really good. you compare to something like Rockers, you're still gonna need it. And it's still gonna be good. It's just gonna be less good. Dobok used to make you like completely... Dobok used to make you like legit a ranged character. Like Yuki into NA melee used to be like literally like impossible just because of Dobok range. Okay, anyways. Creed nerf. 5 less damage, 5 more defense. Probably a good change. Scotty. Max HP down by 100 early game, but you get 10 max HP per level. This is an overall Scotty buff because you're generally building a late game. Although if you fight for an early tree and you get Scotty like immediately, I mean it's a slight nerf, but no one cares because if you're getting it early, you get like a rare item super early, which is really good. So yeah, this is an overall buff to every Scotty user, pretty much. Okay, more Mavericks nerfs. I guess. EOD boots defense down by 6 plus 8% trap damage reduction. Okay, who the fuck cares, man? This shit's never come into play. Almost never. Maybe like fucking Tank Chiara. This is just a straight up nerf, I'm pretty sure. Sniper scope, vision range down by 1, attack power down by 2. Yeah, good change. Sniper scope gives way too much vision range. Also, hey, while you're at it, can you guys like reduce Elegance's vision range from literally 5 to like something lower? Like, hello? 5 vision range? 5? Isn't this kind of too much, bro? 5 vision range? Five vision range? Okay. New accessory. Marksman's Handbook. Short crossbow plus Fedorova. What the fuck is that build path? Excuse me? Anyways. Plus 8 attack power. Plus 0.3 attack range. Holy shit. Wow, that's really good. Hawkeye. Marksman's Handbook plus Sniper Scope. Plus 8 attack range plus 1.5. Sorry, can we talk about when you upgrade your Sniper Scope into the next one, it has less vision range? How the fuck does that make any sense? What? Just reduce this to like 1.5, bro. Like what? What do you mean you get 2 less vision range when you upgrade it? Like what? Whatever, man. Okay. This is something that should never happen. You should never lose stats by combining items. I know it's in the game with like Commander's armor. Here. Like if you build Commander's armor, you lose armor. This should also not be in the game, okay? You should not lose stats for like fucking whatever. You should not lose stats, essentially. Anyways, plus 8 attack power, plus 1.5 vision range, plus 0.5 attack range. This is an amazing fucking accessory. This is so fucking good. This is gonna be so good on a lot of characters, eh? Mainly Nadine. Nadine, I think, is gonna really love this. Anyone with like a fucking accessory they don't really care about is really gonna love it. It's hard to build. Let me see. I don't actually know where the fuck Fedorovas are. Where are they shared? Short crossbow? You're right. The fuck? Can I? Factory and hotel? Where's short crossbow? Whatever. I'm too lazy. It's probably gonna be like school plus like hotel, I'm guessing. Plus something else, maybe? I don't remember. All alcohol is buffed by 100 SP. Oh, except for White Russians, which are buffed by 50. Sure. This is only like the only characters that I really care about this are like Adela and Emma, because they're the only ones who actually have like crazy SP issues. Maybe Yuki will care about this a little bit. Flower liqueur and herbal liqueur will be a lot better to make now though, because you get 5 of them, so in total you get like 500 more SP. Oh, Shoichi as well. Recon Drones, increased range, and it's immediately usable without casting motion. Oh wow, okay, so Recon Drones are actually fucking really good now. Yeah, Recon Drones are really good now. Go use them, basically. Sorry we fucked up. But ISOL can still like place new traps after you place down the Recon Drone and make it useless, so it's not good for its actual purpose of disabling traps. Although it's still decent against people with very little traps. It's Recon, not EMP. You fucking serious? There's no way they didn't buff both of them, right? No shot. No shot. They didn't only buff the one with just vision. Oh my god, man. What? You can't do this. This is illegal. This must be like a fucking typo or something. I don't believe this. I actually don't believe they made this. I don't believe they did this, okay? This must be the blue drone. There's no way. There's no fucking way EMP drone's still bad. I actually don't believe it, okay? Fucking no. No, man. Boxes, Avenue. We've adjusted some position of boxes near spawn points so players can better plan their routes. A few boxes that were deleted from the road near school have been reverted. There are now a total of 2 more items in Avenue due to these changes. We've adjusted the positions of some chickens that block by. Okay, Avenue is even more OP is what they're saying. One more glass bottle, one more fan. Okay, just straight up buff to everyone in Avenue. Doc has 1 less ramen, 1 more short rod. Okay, so they're basically just adding more like short rods to the game because fucking Sua exists now and they need to add those so she doesn't get hardcore griefed by RNG. Pond is the biggest one. No one really cares about the Doc one because you could already find them in Doc if you wanted to. 1 less short speed in Pond. Most snipers don't go into. Oh, that's a nerf to Ballista Nadine, which is good. Fuck that stupid ass character. Forest now has 2 more short crossbows and 2 less snares. Slight nerf to trap users, but trap users don't really go through Forest anyways, so it's not a big deal. 2 more short crossbows and factory. Okay, so this is basically prepping for the new accessory. 1 less iron ball. That feels really bad for a lot of people in factory. 1 nice binocular. People don't care about this that much. 1 more Fedorova and hotel. 1 less needle. This doesn't really affect people because most people who go to hotel don't need it. Although rare rapiers might be slightly harder to build. Solo mode adjustment removal. Due to the special nature of ERBS, solo mode adjustments were a necessary evil to balance characters around multiple weapons. Following this patch, the last of Shuriken Hyjin's solo mode adjustments have been removed. To create a more balanced environment and increase weapon diversity, we'll try to come up with more interesting, intuitive ways to implement skill expression and player agencies for weapons and characters. Despite being a melee character, Leon is expected to be impactful in team modes due to his relatively supportive skill set and has been adjusted accordingly. Yeah, so they're basically doing what I've been saying for a really long time, which is literally in solos you should never have any damage adjustments or anything like that because it doesn't make sense. It's the mode you're bouncing around. Just do that shit for the team modes. Anyways, Leon's getting pre-nerfed in duo and squad. 2% duo, 6% squad. Adele's finally getting fucking damage nerfs in duo squad by 2% in duos and 4% more in squads, which is a pretty significant nerf in squads. Amp dual swords is hit even harder, which is good. It's still pretty good, I think. 2% in duos, 3% in squad. Shuriken Hyjin's finally getting fucking reverted in solos. So 100% damage taken. And damage dealt in duos is also getting reverted because she's really good in duo squad Shuriken. And yeah, she's getting nerfed hard in squads as well because she's literally the best character in squads. Whatchamacallit? She has like the craziest stats in squads basically. And is probably the best squads character. IMO. Bo is like getting some damage eased up because Bo fucking has way too much damage reduction. So this is good, but they're being conservative about it because again, Bo Hyjin is also used to be one of the best characters in squads, but now it has too much damage reduction, I think. I don't know, whatever. Features on watch. New or persisting problems. Wick. Okay, I don't know what that means. Enad equipment. Okay. Probably blazing dress being overstated like fuck. Weapon skills that are useless. Oh wait, what? Axe, hammer, sniper skill? Okay, whatever. I think the only one on here should really be like axe and sniper. I don't know. We'll see. Planned improvements. Accelerated tempo meta. EXP gain reduction for early kills / kill streaks have been applied this patch. Bushes will be added for improved for areas with high kill ratios. Okay, interesting. Combat in temporary restricted areas. To stop unfairly disadvantaged combat due to matchups, we're changing locations of some temporary restricted areas. I think that means final zone. Yo, Fabriza, thanks for the raid, buddy.
Action is coming.
What is Axe's weapon skill? Don't worry, you probably don't want to know. It doesn't do anything. Let's see. Skill indicator clarity for certain skills. Okay, pretty much just chairs are. Bug fixes and improvements. Respawn for wild animals has been changed to a paw pattern. Sure. Mithril, meteorite, moonstone, powder of life on bears will no longer drop on the first spawns of wolves and bears. Oh, they actually hear us, man. Holy fuck. That is so fucking nice. No more fucking night one bullshit fucking mithril armors or night one fucking mithril gloves. Oh my god, get rid of this fucking shit, man. Thank God. Thank the fucking Lord, man. And you have a higher chance of getting them late game. Negative stats are no longer boosted by crafting mastery. I thought they already did this, man. Did they do this last patch? Oh, sorry, it's for Creed. Oh, so you don't get even more of a move speed penalty now when you build Creed. Nice. Anyways, option to lock this scoreboard tab is now included. If you turn off the option, the scoreboard is only displayed while holding tab. Hey, they finally added this option. I remember I talked about this and they, like, people said I was crazy and it already existed in the game. And it didn't. I actually was getting trolled. What the fuck? Anyways, auto loot time decreased from 2 seconds to 1.2 seconds. Holy shit, they made auto loot better. Wow, that's lit. Yo. That is lit, man. It's time for NA to shine, man. Let's see. I don't want to read all of this. Wick buff is now probably displayed when killed out of vision. Hey, that's really good. That was really fucking annoying. Okay, whatever. I don't care about the rest of this shit. Oh my god. Okay, I don't care. Okay, I don't care. Okay. Alright. Overall, what do I think of this patch? I don't know. I like the idea that they're going with this patch. They probably should have nerfed the top tiers harder. Shukai was untouched, which was really annoying. Because Shukai is like really fucking broken right now. That was the only thing they really missed. The other really big miss was Bohemian. This definitely should have been nerfed like way harder, and they should have touched the HP instead of the damage probably. They also should probably. Yeah, they just needed to nerf Bohemian way harder than that. That wasn't even like a real nerf. And like I play hard, man. I play fucking hard. Not fixing the crown sheath rockers meta was like also a really big miss, I feel like. Crown is like clearly like incredibly overtuned. You don't need stats to see that it's overtuned. Literally everyone's building it. Same thing with sheath, same thing with rockers. They needed to do something with those items, but they didn't. Mytho armor change was really good. New item looks pretty cool. Leon's like the best champion release we've ever had. Ruthenian Marvel is finally nerfed. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like the meta is gonna be like pretty similar, unfortunately. Yeah, not reducing Emma's AP ratios was like kind of troll, I feel like. Also pistol skill should have probably been touched. Pistol skill is kind of not okay. The reason I feel like they're hesitant to do that is because Rozzy is so dog shit and pistol isol is like whatever. It's like basically just dependent on traps that like they don't want to nerf pistol skill because of Aya and Sylvia, even though it's a completely busted ability. And they should do it, but whatever. What is up with the graphic for this? Does anyone see this? Why does it have like little dots on it? What the fuck was that? Maybe that was just my monitor. What? Weird. Okay. Anyways, that's it for the patch review. And that's it for me, I think, tonight. It's fucking late. I need to go host